All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you for tuning in. God, it's a beautiful day. Got my sweet tea. Let's talk a little bit. I'm gonna talk a little bit about everything today. New video in Sebastian. Another video has come out in the Sebastian Rogers case from SF Investigates. Showing the dogs going somewhere. And a lot of people I've seen on YouTube, a lot of the headlines are, could this be the clue that breaks the case? Now, I may be saying what some other people have said. I don't know if anybody has said this or not, but just, I'm about to make a point. I'm pretty good at making points. So this video that SF Investigate put out that shows the dogs, going somewhere with their handlers. This video is new to us, okay? But it's probably going on 1 year old to law enforcement. Law enforcement's more than likely had this video for months and months now, okay? So if this is going to be a clue that helps break the case, with law enforcement more than likely having it for months now, I'm not putting too much hope into it. Now, as far as, clicks and views and, something interesting to watch, sure. Now, I don't know exactly what is going on in that video where you see the dogs and the handlers, going through people's yards and stuff. Again, I want to make a point that the head guy over the search, remember he said there wasn't no tracking of Sebastian that he knew of. So, what were the dogs tracking? Were they tracking anything? It looked to me like they were tracking something. Maybe the head guy over the search was told by law enforcement, maybe he was told if there's anything related to the case as far as scents or anything like that, just tell them y'all didn't pick nothing up. Could that be the case? Regardless, at the end of the day, guys, regardless whether the dog was tracking Sebastian or the dog was tracking something. If you want to look at the video and go, okay, that dog was tracking Sebastian, right? Why would you have to ask yourself, why would the head of search and rescue come out and say what he said? You just got to stop and ask yourself that. To me, it looked like they were tracking something. So, a lot of questions have to be answered in all this. But at the end of the day, if the dogs were tracking Sebastian, he's still not found, right? He's still not found. Where did they track him? Well, yeah, there's a question. Where in that video, where did the dogs end up going? Now, there's a question. There's a point I'd like to make. Now, we see a little snippet of the dogs tracking something. Well, it looks like they're tracking something. Where do they end up? In that video, where do the dogs end up? Now, if SF Investigates could find out where those dogs ended up, did they end up like in the Summer Wells case, they went down to the road and then pretty much I guess, you know, from what we were told, it ended at the road, at the pavement or something like that. I guess where the gravel and the pavement kind of met, or the dirt and the pavement met. You know, when we're watching those dogs track whatever they're tracking, where did they end up? Did they end up at a retention pond? Did they end up at a road? Did they end up at someone's house? Where did they end up at? Did they end up at a creek? That's what I'd like to know, is where did that dog end up tracking to? That's the question I'd like to know. All right, so the other thing I want to talk about, guys, is the interview with Chris and Katie that's coming up, I guess, on Fox 17 on the 1-year anniversary of Sebastian going missing. Who'd have thought it'd be 1 year, guys? Who'd have thought it'd be 1 year? But, yeah. In a way, I'm kind of looking forward to the interview, but on the other hand, I'm like, what are they going to say that they haven't already said? I mean, they've done dozens and dozens of interviews, or not really interviews. I mean, they've been on YouTube dozens and dozens of times. They've done a handful of interviews with the news already. And what can they say that they haven't already said? You know, I think this interview on the 1 year mark with Chris and Katie is more or less just something to keep the awareness going, you know, maybe to get a perspective on, you know, how they've been handling it over the last year, you know, the ups and downs, like, you know, the video supposedly of Sebastian, what was it? I think it was North Carolina. You know, they'll probably hit on the ups and downs of that, you know, the emotional roller coasters and stuff like that. But overall, I don't think Chris and Katie can really say anything new that they haven't already said. Now, if they do, you know, people gonna be all over it. You know, every YouTuber and their mother is gonna be all over it. But I really think it's just an interview to, you know, catch up on some things on how Katie and Chris have, you know, kind of how they've been doing, you know, since Sebastian went missing. How they've handled the roller coasters of, you know, the possible sighting at, you know, there was one at a motel apparently. There was one in North Carolina. You know, and then you've got these videos that their private investigator is, you know, these security videos that the private investigators out there leaking. And I'm sure it causes law enforcement to have to explain all that stuff too, because I'm sure everybody's blowing up, you know, Sumner County's phone going, you know, have you seen this? Is there any legitimacy to it? You know, I mean, if the dog, I'm sure there's been people calling Sumner County going, you know, hey, have you seen this video floating around on YouTube? And, you know, if you guys were tracking Sebastian, why ain't you found him yet? You know what I mean? So, again, it just depends on where the dog tracked to and what was the dog even tracking, right? I'd like to know where the dog ended up tracking to. That's my question. Where did he end up going to? And last thing, guys, I want to wrap the video up with here is, I believe it's South Carolina. There is a guy that's on death row that has elected to do the firing squad. Apparently his attorney said that the lethal injection can take too long and cause, you know, some suffering and stuff there. And the electric chair just kind of fries you real slowly. So he's elected to do the firing squad. You know, I was sitting here joking, telling somebody, I said, man, I tell you what, if they, what they need to do, if lethal injection is like, you know, if they think lethal injection may be slow and agonizing, which I don't think it is. I think the drugs are so powerful. I think you go to sleep peacefully and that's it. I mean, that's my opinion about it. But apparently, some people, now I'm sure there's things that go wrong with it, you know, just like everything. I mean, there's things that can go wrong with the electric chair. I mean, what if the people doing the firing squad totally miss and they're like, oh, let's just, we're sorry, dude, we'll try to hit next time. So now you've got, you know, he's all freaking out thinking the first time's going to be it and it's going to be quick and painless. And, you know, I don't know. I'm just joking, but I doubt they miss. But it's messy. I'd say the fire squad's messy. But no, I don't think, I mean, if done right, I probably think lethal injection is probably a quick and painless way to go if done correctly. I mean, I don't know if a medical doctor's administering all the, I think there's 3 drugs they give you, maybe 2. I know one sedates you, one puts you into respiratory arrest, and then one I think puts you into cardiac arrest, if I'm not mistaken. There's 3 vials that they give you. Yeah, I was joking around with someone and saying what they need to do then, if people can't do that right, they need to get rid of these women, and you know, need to get some of them women that have taken out people. You know, they poison them or you know whatever. Them women in prison could definitely, you know, take someone out quickly with their concoction of stuff. You know, nah, I don't know, guys. First. You know, I think it's the first prisoner in South Carolina to be executed with firing squad. So that's going around in the news. So I figured I'd mention that to you. Firing squad's a little messy. I would say it's a little messy, but it definitely would be quick. It's a lot messier than probably the lethal injection. As far as the electric chair, that seems like it would be messy too. But I'm just going to tell you guys, states really hate, you know, the death penalty now because of, I mean, number one, they got to classify it as a homicide, and there's just a lot of red tape to, you know, giving somebody the death penalty. That's why a lot of states now just prefer to give somebody life without parole. You know, just let, you know, just let the prison system take care of them. Maybe their health will degrade, and you know. But I do know that a lot of states kind of frown on, you know, the death penalty now, just because there's just a lot of regulatory red tape that goes with it. So anyway, guys, let me know everything, or let me know your thoughts on everything I've talked about. Do you think that the new video, now I ain't talking about the first one, this is I guess the second one that SF Investigates has released, may not be the last. You know, I'm sure that the man probably has tons, and you know, like he said, he's got probably tons and tons of video that he could release, so this probably ain't gonna be the last video that he releases. But this is the second one. And I'm sure law enforcement's going to respond to it again, because people are going to be blowing up their phones. I'm sure people are going to be calling the news. The news is probably going to even be calling the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. So we'll probably hear from them again on it. So let me know what you guys think about it. Are you with me on, you want to know where the dogs tracked to, right? I want to know where they went to. That's the big question I have. Where did they go to? So let me know if you're with me on that point. And that's pretty much it, guys. Just wanted to chat with you a little bit. Thank you for tuning in. Just a little crime, true crime talk. Beautiful day. Hope you guys are having a great day. Can't wait to start working in the yard. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.